Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy Thunder Up 405. I'm back and I'm live. Thrash that like and pound that subscribe. This is a backstory of my life and the reason why I am the way I am today. I grew up in Oklahoma. I was born in Oak Ridge Village. That's on my birth certificate. That address is on my birth certificate. Oak Ridge Village is a project, public housing project that's still there today. And it's crazy because I have family members that live there now or was living there just a minute ago. I grew up all over Oklahoma City, Murder One, Lloyd Ave, London Square, Rolling Meadows, 4th Street in Midwest City, Carverdale. I grew up all over the city, man. And I ain't gonna lie, man, I enjoyed my childhood. Now, I tell you this, I grew up in poverty, real poverty, not no for joke or for show poverty. I grew up in real poverty. And for the most part, I lived with my grandma, but when I could, I stayed with my mama. My mama was in and out of the streets. Actually, my mama was in and out of jail and the streets and my whole life. And I remember growing up, my brother, he always wanted to stay with my grandma, but he would get mad at me because I wanted to stay with my mama. Man, you gonna stay with mama, man? She on drugs, yada, 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 this and that. She don't never keep the bills on, you know, so I felt some type of way about my mama. Like, my mama is my world, so of course I want to stay with my mama. My grandma was my everything. My grandma, can't nobody on this earth be my grandma or compete with my grandma. But my mama is my mama. Now, my mama was on crack, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in that crack era, the 80s. I was born in 83. And so, of course, I was born in that crack era. My daddy was a pimp, so-called hustler. And that's the story of my life, honestly. You know, my mama was a hoe, crack hoe, and my daddy was a pimp / hustler, riding around in Cadillacs on Vogues. My daddy's something else, man. I never met my daddy until I was 12 years old. I met him. I think he tried to give me like $2 or something, man. I didn't see him again until I was 18. That dude ain't never did nothing for me. Ain't never. Even after I had my son, I tried to reach out to him and build a bond with him, but it didn't work. But yeah, man, I grew up in poverty, man. And I say at one point, it was like 15 people. It was like 15 people living with my grandma. And you know, when you growing up in poverty like that, you're not really understanding how serious that type of issue is. You're not understanding that living with 15 people ain't normal. You know what I'm saying? You got like 4 different families in one house. You're not understanding that's not normal, you know? But I hid it a lot in school, but from elementary all the way to maybe 9th grade, I got kicked out of a lot of schools. I got kicked out of Telstar. I got kicked out of Eastside Elementary. I went to About Face. I went to Westside Alternative School. I went to about 4 alternative schools. And I finally straightened up after I fell in love with basketball and started playing for the school. But honestly, man, the reason I am the way I am today with my conservative views and how I look at the hood now is because how I came up and how I grew up within the hood. Like, I remember nights eating cold green beans out of the can. I remember eating the last piece of bread. I remember coming home and my white homeboy that stayed down, a door down, telling me, man, your mama told me to watch you because y'all ain't got no lights. I remember walking in on my mama prostituting herself. You know what I'm saying? As a child. very young child, I seen this. And it's still nothing that you could tell me about my mama. Like, I don't care who, where, what, when, how. I don't care what you say. My mama is my mama, and I love my mama, and I'm thankful for the way that I was brought up. You know what I mean? I have no hard feelings, or I'm not mad about how I was brought up. I'm actually grateful for the way I was brought up. That way I can show my children something different. So my grandma was disabled, overweight, obesity, and she passed away real early, around 63 years old. And it's crazy because, watch this. That's my grandma over there. I got my grandma and my brother's ashes in my garage here in Texas. And the thing about that is I plan on dumping them out and letting them be free, man, because there's no point of holding on to ashes, really, man. I shouldn't even have them this long. But my childhood was pretty bad, man. I remember growing up, getting off the school bus, and uncles and aunties and cousins on the porch smoking weed. They making you smoke weed, and remind you you're in elementary and they're making you smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? They handing you weed, telling you to smoke it, telling you to hit this like it's cool and funny. But really, man, it's child abuse. Should nobody be making no child smoke no weed. But so I grew up. I never stayed in Section 8. My grandma never had Section 8, but we did struggle to pay rent. Like, I think our rent, the last house we was in was like $450 for a 3-bedroom in Hartsdale, 3033. Nah, I don't remember the address. It was off Overland Drive in Hartsdale, Oklahoma, across the street from Oak Cliff and all that. But my brother, man, I respect my brother a lot because he did the things that he had to do for me to wear Jordans and wear Fila Green Hills and wear Jerry Stackhouse. My brother picked up serving weed, I think around 8th grade. And he started serving weed or whatever, and I didn't know it. And so one day, I think I was in 8th grade maybe, I went into the closet and cause I was always in his stuff, you know what I'm saying? He had football jerseys, FUBU. He had everything that you could want. And so hold on, man, I'm gonna pause this and bring it back. So yeah, man, my brother had everything you could want. And so I'm in his closet one day looking for some shoes to go hoop in. And I stumble across this shoebox, and it got money in it. I'm talking about money that I ain't never, type of money that I've never seen. And it's bags of weed in this other shoebox. So I'm like, dang, I know this ain't my brother's. My brother a nerd, an honor student, quiet dude, don't talk to nobody. How in the hell is he selling weed? So my brother told me, he said, man, don't tell grandma, don't tell mama, don't tell nobody, man. Long as you don't tell nobody, you know what I'm saying, I'll give you whatever you want and whatever you need. And my brother took care of me, man. My brother gave me a lot of stuff, a lot of clothes, a lot of shoes. And I didn't have to feel the super poverty struggle because of my brother. And now, don't get it twisted. My brother ain't just no ruthless ass thug who sell drugs, you know what I'm saying? My brother just passed away last year. But he did what he had to do, man, to protect his brother and his cousins. He was always fighting for us and everything. We grew up fighting so much that we was known as the bad kids. Like, when we came around, everybody like put their kids and put their stuff up because they didn't want to be around us. We was the bad kids. And so anyway, like I say, my brother took care of me. He made sure I had the things that other kids had. And by 9th grade, I started working at Sonic up under him with a worker's permit, and ended up buying my first car, a Delta 88. A Delta 88, man, that mug was raggedy. I put rims on it and put some bang in it. Thought I was cool. But I felt some type of way about that car, man. I worked hard for that car, and I bought that car on my own in 9th grade. But my whole backstory is nothing but drugs, prostitutes, alcohol, and I just recently quit smoking cigarettes last year. I haven't drank alcohol. I quit in 2009, and I can say I probably had 4 drinks since then, and that's going out to a fine restaurant with my wife. But I'm the way I am because I educated myself on the system, and I seen how Democrats and Republicans play off emotions of the poverty, the people that's in poverty, and I don't like that, man. And both of them wrong. Both of them terrible as hell. We need to make our own party. Us patriots, we need to make our own party and get a real movement started, because the Republicans and the Democrats ain't for us, the people. They for the United States of America Incorporated. Yeah, I love America. I got American flag everywhere. I got my Navy flag over there. You know what I'm saying? I represent my Navy heritage, my Navy history. But that's the main reason I went to the military. My wife had ended up getting pregnant, and my son was 11 days old when I left. And I decided I wanted to change the path of I wanted to change my family history. I wanted to change my family curse, you would say, from drugs and alcohol and jail and death. And so that's why I went to the military. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no support system at home to where I had parents telling me what classes to take, what I should be doing and things like that. We was young adults, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have curfews as kids. I lost my virginity early, coming out of elementary. It's just a lot of things that I endured in my life that made me want better. And anybody that's not about their family or about God, I don't like being around people that's not about that stuff. I'll kick it with somebody whose morals align with me more than race or color. But yeah, man, I grew up pretty rough, man. In poverty, like real poverty. I think my grandma probably made $6-7 grand a year, if that. It was tough, man. It was real tough growing up like that. And I made it out. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing about it. When you grow up in poverty, man, you got a lot of options. You have so many options that you don't even know. You got so many options that you don't even understand. And that's why I do go back to the hood, and I do let these young brothers and sisters know, white, black, orange, or brown. I let them know that they can make it out too. And they can change their life and change their family's life. But I enjoyed growing up in poverty because it made me strong. It made me who I am. And that's the reason I went to the Navy. If it wasn't for my son, if it wasn't for my wife being pregnant with my son, I probably wouldn't have went. But that's why I love my son, man. He changed the course of my life. I did want something different, and I knew I wanted something different. But he just gave me that extra push that I needed to leave. But everything I'm saying, true story. I ain't fabricated nothing. That's truly how I grew up. And R.I.P. my auntie, Renita Watts. We just lost her this year to COVID in prison. She did 16 years in prison, caught COVID and died. My uncle Kenyatta just passed away at 47 years old. And then my brother passed away also last year at 37 years old. So we done took a lot of hits. And I just want my family to get together, man, before somebody else die. Before somebody else die, man, it's sad that we wait to get together on funerals. But y'all be good, man. Y'all make sure y'all, if y'all in a poverty situation, just know that you can get out and you can do better, man. Much love from your boy Thunder Up. And be sure to thrash the like, comment, subscribe, and share this video.